Greetings, royal family. It's Friday. What the Friday? Hey, what the Friday? It's Friday. 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 It is also the first of the month. Make sure you pay your bills. It's May 1st. Happy Friday, everybody. The countdown begins, ladies and gentlemen. 16 more days until Royal B's birthday. Make sure you mark your calendars. May 17th. It's Taurus season. All right, so thanks for clicking on the video. Welcome to another episode of the What the Friday show, the WTF show, where I basically just pick a couple of topics and give my commentary, share some information, and we laugh and we have a good time. Make sure you are hitting the thumbs up video, I always say thumbs up video. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you're coming into the live broadcast, and drop your respectful comments throughout the commentary, okay? Church announcements are over. Let's get into it. First up on today's list of shenanigans, Diddy, P. Diddy, was in the news recently. He basically is on his political tip, and he says that the black vote is not for free. And he makes reference that he will be holding his vote hostage. So he has a message for the world. He says the black vote will not be free this year. And this was a recent sit down that he did with model mother Naomi Campbell for her show No Filter with Naomi. He pretty much talked about the stagnant state of black America. So again, Diddy is out here on his political tip, and he says the black vote is not going to be for free. We're going to have to see some promises. What are we getting in return for our vote? Nothing has changed for black America. In order for us to vote for Biden, we can't be taken for granted like we always are because we're supposed to be Democrats, or because people are afraid of Cheeto Head. He didn't say Cheeto Head. I'm saying Cheeto Head, but you know who I'm referring to. He goes on to say, whoever's going to take care of our community, it's business at this point. We can't trust politicians. These are Diddy's words, not mine. We want to know very clearly, just like Cheeto Head made it clear that he wanted to build the wall, Biden needs to make it clear he's going to change the lives and quality of life of black and brown people, or else he can't get the vote. You know, this is really interesting to see, because I remember when Diddy did that whole campaign, vote or die. I haven't really seen him get really active in politics since then. You know, he says that his thinking has altered since the passing of his, it says former wife in this article that I was reading, but was he married to Kim Porter? So he says that his life and his thinking has changed since the passing of Kim Porter. Now, he did post this on social media, or he posted this on social media as well. And Kenny Burns, he had a few things to say. So he posted on Diddy's Instagram, and Diddy deleted that message or that post. And Kenny Burns, he went on to his social media and he says, wow, at Diddy, you erased my truthful comment and keep the vote for Trump comments on your page. Then you block me, LOL. And you really going to wait till it's two candidates to say that you're holding, quote unquote, our vote? Come on, champ. This is not leadership. Where were you during the primaries? What happened to hashtag vote or die? Cheeto Head, again, you know who I'm referring to when I say Cheeto Head, being put out of office is the only option, period. So Kenny Burns was not feeling the fact that Diddy, number one, deleted his comment. And he feels that Diddy has no plan of action. And he also doesn't understand why is he waiting until now to say anything about the state of politics, especially as it pertains to black people. And I am not opposed to Mr. Burns' point of view. That is kind of shady that Diddy would delete his comment. Yeah, and I feel a number of ways about this. I don't really like talking politics, but I will. I feel like when people take a stance on a topic, right, and then they go on a rant without a plan or course of action, especially when the person has a large following, I do feel that it's irresponsible, my opinion. You know, inciting and evoking all this emotion out of people with no call to action is only going to cause misplaced anger, which benefits no one. So this is why I feel in all things, but in reference to this politics, this is why it is beneficial and it's important for you to be able to think for yourself. It's imperative. You know, do your own research, educate yourself so that you're not led astray in a sense just because your fave is saying one thing or going along with one narrative. You know, learn to think for yourself. But Diddy can share his opinion. He certainly was having a conversation with his friend Naomi Campbell on her platform, and it's fine. He shares his opinion. I don't have any gripe with that. However, he does have a large following. He is a, you know, public figure, and there are a lot of people who love and support Diddy, right? So you saying all of this, now we're holding the black vote, we holding the black vote, I find a little insulting because Diddy doesn't speak for me, and you're telling people to withhold the vote until a candidate basically expresses what they're going to do for black people. Not a bad request. But what are some of the things that you want these candidates to address? Like, get specific, especially when it comes to politics, especially in these times, what's going on with this pandemic. You know, economically, there's a lot going on. Socially, there's a lot going on. And as far as the health crisis, there's a lot going on. So Diddy, bring your issues to the table and say, hey, I want this addressed. What is it that you plan to do about healthcare? What is it that you plan to do about this, that? Just blanket statements, you know, how is that going to help a demographic of people? And again, Diddy doesn't speak for me. I don't know about anybody else, but he doesn't speak for me. You know, there are certain things that I look for in a candidate, and that's just me. You know, people are going to vote for their best interest. But again, we holding the black vote. Like, who made Diddy the ambassador of black people? Let me know what you think. I'm moving on. Up next, Ray J. He recently was on Wendy Williams, her at-home segment. And, you know, Wendy was really trying to like mother Ray J. She scolded him for not being a good husband. She says that, you know, Ray J, you're not a good husband. She asked, how is the long-suffering princess doing? Ray J says that, you know, she's doing well. I don't think that Ray J caught that shade. Ray J was singing his wife's praises. They're still married. I'm assuming that they're still together. But he was quarantining in a hotel. So he praised her for being a great mother, a great wife. And Wendy, she just repeatedly told Ray J that she hates that she loves him so much. He does have a new show called Pumped. He was promoting that, and they showed a clip of that. And again, this was on Wendy Williams at Home, her little talk show segment that she does on her YouTube channel now that everybody is in quarantine. And he said that while he was on lockdown in the studio, he did record two albums. So Suge Knight, she asked about Suge Knight for whatever reason, and Suge Knight still feels that Wendy owes her an apology. This was discussed when Ray J was on Wendy Williams' show a few months ago. So, I mean, it was a short segment. Wendy, she was being annoying. You know, to me, it just seemed like she had nothing to say to that boy, and she just wanted to look at him. So I guess it seems like all is well, but then again, we don't know, because Ray J has a tendency, in my opinion, to stretch the truth. So all hell could be breaking loose, and he's just like, yeah, everything's okay. Anytime I go out of town, you know, Princess requires me to quarantine before I come in the house. So maybe they're still living together. Who knows? And she brought up the conversation with Ray J and Princess that aired on Zeus Network. And he just said that he felt that she wanted to get stuff off of her chest. So who knows what the real status of their relationship is. So Ray J is still out here working, collecting bags. Princess is still with Ray J. So I guess she's going to let him do whatever he needs to do in peace. Just like I figured. Moving along. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Drop your comments in the chat. If you are watching the replay, make sure you drop your comments as well. I like to engage with my audience, and I am interested in what you have to say, as long as it's respectful. Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, Janet Jackson. So it's rumored that there is a biopic of Janet Jackson that is going to be coming out. Auditions for the biopic have already started. They are on hold, of course, because of what's going on. I would watch a Janet Jackson biopic as long as Flex Alexander is not going to be playing her brother Michael Jackson. Do you guys remember that movie that VH1 did years ago and Flex Alexander played MJ? Oh my, it was terribly entertaining. Like, I literally laughed so hard watching it that I had to watch it in increments. So I did see rumors online circulating that Lindsay Lohan is supposed to be playing Janet Jackson. I'm like, okay. But I will say this. I bet you the person that's going to be playing Janet Jackson in this upcoming biopic will be of a particular hue. Watch and see. Are you guys going to be watching? Let me know what you think. I do hope that they use her music and not like, like have the actress that's going to be playing Janet Jackson record her music. I want the real music. That makes these biopics so much better. So I do hope that they use her music. And I tell you one thing, they bet not mess up Pleasure Principle and Rhythm Nation, because that's really why I'm tuning in. Moving along. 2 men hospitalized after drinking disinfectants. This was in Georgia. So these 2 men in Georgia, they have suffered from psychiatric problems. They ingested household chemicals in an effort to protect themselves against the cocoa. This is according to the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. They're reporting this. So Gaylord Lopez, he's the director of the Georgia Poison Center. He stated that a man was hospitalized on Saturday after he claimed to have ingested 16 ounces of bleach in a bid to prevent cocoa. He said that he took 16 ounces. This is according to Lopez. I don't know very many patients who will take 16 ounces, but then again, it is a psych history patient. Lopez said the man was later transported to a psychiatric ward and has since been released. The director said another man had also been hospitalized after drinking Pine Sol mixed with mouthwash, beer, and pain medication. Wow. Lopez says it's unclear whether the 2 men had tried ingesting the cleaners after listening to remarks that President Cheeto had made about disinfectants at a press conference last week. And I did talk about that earlier this week in the Morning Boogie morning show. So Lopez goes on to say, we don't ask the question of, was it because they watched the TV show? We are just told what to do for these patients. And it's our job to try to give them treatment advice, to make sure these patients make it. Lopez also told the publication that he felt the president's comments suggesting disinfectants be looked into as a possible cocoa treatment were misinterpreted by much of the public. He said instead he felt the president just seemed to be asking about whether a treatment like that could be possible. Now, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said earlier this month that calls to poison control centers relating to exposures to cleaners and disinfectants rose by 20% in the first quarter this year compared to the first quarter the year before. So in Georgia, Lopez says one of the main causes behind the state's rise in such calls in the past month is primarily due to product mixing. I can't believe we have to tell people this, but then again, one of these guys, if not both, were psych patients. So that has to be taken into consideration. So Lopez says when you mix bleach with certain types of chemicals, you produce a reaction that can cause release of noxious and toxic gases. And if you inhale enough of this stuff, you can induce a chemical pneumonia. If you're not aware, you shouldn't be mixing ammonia with bleach because that can cause you to pass out. One of my family members did that in their younger years, not knowing they were cleaning, and they mixed ammonia with bleach and they passed out for a good 15-20 minutes. Luckily, they did not have to go to the hospital and no damage was done. So don't consume household cleaners. Also consume as in ingest of in any sort or in any way. They're poisonous. Okay? That's for the people who are unsure. Just putting that out there. Safety first. Moving along, Chingy, the rapper, he has a confession to make, y'all. I don't know if you heard about this, but After being called a liar, Tiffany Haddish is getting some vindication finally. So in 2019, Tiffany Haddish, the comedian, she basically said that she said that she slept with Chingy, years and years and years ago. He claims they never slept together. This was ongoing last year. So after repeatedly denying the encounter, Chingy finally admitted that he slept with Tiffany Haddish. And this was during an interview on Fox Soul. The rapper, he came clean and broke down the situation, claiming that he denied his encounter with Haddish because he didn't remember anything went down since he was such a heavy drinker at the time. Blame it on the alcohol. So Chingy says, I'm going to keep it all the way authentic. But look, so now I got to tell you what happened. I actually didn't remember. I still don't remember. I still don't remember it to this day. So I had to call my brother, who I know everything. And so I asked him, because back then I used to drink an ish, and I was like a bowling ball. I was knocking them down. I'm talking about knocking them down. So Chingy says that when he got in contact with his brother about the situation, his brother did remind him that he and Tiffany did hook up. So he goes on to say, so I call him and I'm like, hey, did that happen? He said, yeah, that happened. I was with her friend. You had her. One night, everybody was effed up. We was in my room. Then you and her went to your room. Then whoop-de-whoop. So it is what it is. It happened. Well, it's settled. He finally admitted. So Tiffany is vindicated. I know some of you were up at night trying to figure out who was lying and who was telling the truth. You can rest now. I'm like, really, Chingy? This happened so long ago. And like, Chingy, when was the last time we even heard any music from you? The last things that we've heard in reference to Chingy has been scandalous. But at least Tiffany is vindicated, and he could have did this a long time ago. He could have called his brother a long time ago and fact-checked this. Congratulations, Tiffany Haddish. You've been vindicated. Next person on the list, not so much. Kevin Hart, y'all, he's getting sued again. So he's being sued again by an alleged sex tape partner for $60 million, claiming he conspired to intentionally leak a tape of the two of them for publicity. Now, the woman is now taking the case to a LA County court, and she's accusing the comedian of similar issues. So according to the new legal documents obtained by theblast.com, the woman is claiming that she was unknowingly filmed inside of Kevin Hart's hotel room while being intimate with the actor. In the suit, she claims she engaged in private sexual relations with Hart in Hart's private bedroom suite at the Cosmopolitan. She says, unbeknownst to her and without her knowledge or consent, she was filmed naked from the waist down while she engaged in private sexual relations with Hart. The woman is also accusing one of Kevin's friends of being involved, like saying that they both set up the video camera. They set up and hid the video camera, and with the intention of releasing this tape for publicity. So it's unclear if the federal case will be dismissed or if the woman is just refiling the case in a different venue. Kevin, of course, he denies all allegations. Lord have mercy. Now, to say that he is doing this for publicity, anything is possible, but Kevin Hart is a household name. He is a comedic rock star, right? Comedy tours, movies, TV shows, brand deals. I mean, nothing, you can't put anything past anyone, but these are some serious allegations, sis. And that's a hefty price tag. Everybody is sue happy. I tell you, that is the downside of living in a litigious society. Everyone wants to run to court to sue. However, how the heck did that tape get out? Oh, wasn't it his friend? Allegedly, his friend was the one that leaked it or something like that. I don't know. It just looks sketchy. I understand where she's coming from. It's like, you had a intimate moment with a married man and all of a sudden this tape is out and you're wondering how. Of course, you're going to blame the person that you were intimate with and possibly his friend or whoever is part of his entourage. Again, this is all alleged, but Kevin Hart is denying this. But this is just messy, 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 man. I can only imagine what his legal fees are looking like. And his wife is currently pregnant with their second child together. Kevin Hart has 2 children from his previous marriage. This is a lot. Girl, Mrs. Hart, you ready to go through this all over again? Dang. We're going to keep all of them lifted in prayer. I just hope that this is all over, and stop messing with these married men. And married men, stop messing with these women. You got married for a reason. Unless your partner is okay with you having extramarital affairs, good grief. This is an expensive affair. Well, moving along to Future. Future's alleged baby mothers have become friends, according to The Blast. So this is a little bit of good news, right? So his 2 alleged baby mamas are quickly becoming close friends amid their court battles with the rapper. Now I like to see stuff like this. So one of the women, Cindy, she shared a selfie at work, and then Eliza, who is the other alleged baby mom, commented under the selfie and said, "Get to work," and it had a whole bunch of laughing emojis. So it just seems like they're girlfriends and they're getting along. And Cindy even got Eliza's daughter a gift for her birthday. Well, that's a nice gesture. So the friendship started after the women joined forces during their separate paternity lawsuits against Future. At one point, they joined forces to have their kids take a DNA test, and the results reportedly showed that they had a 99.9% probability of being half siblings. Now that was smart, because Future was not agreeing to a paternity test. So I think one of them had a hard time tracking him down or serving him to get a paternity test, or he didn't want to take a paternity test. So these 2 women joined forces and they swabbed their children. So the probability is 99.9% that the 2 kids are half siblings. So see what happens when they're not scratching and clawing at each other. You know, the kids have nothing to do with how they got there. And Future was probably dealing with one, dealing with another, lying to one, lying to the other. So I hope that they can raise their kids together. So Cindy, she submitted the DNA results to the court to back up her claims that Future was the father of her son. So during the court case, Cindy accused Future of offering her hush money to stay silent about the situation. Again, this is according to theblast.com. And recently, Cindy informed the court that she was dismissing her lawsuit against Future. All signs point to a settlement being reached outside the court. Cindy has remained silent following the dismissal. Last year, though, Eliza sued Future, accusing him of being the father of her daughter, Rain. She's asking the court to order the rapper to pay child support and cover medical expenses. Eliza believes Future should pay $53,000 a month in child support. And she reached that number based off of Forbes estimating his 2019 income at $19 million. See how easy it is to just go to Google and look up your net worth? Isn't this what, what's that boy's name? Offset's baby mother did? She wants an increase on her child support, and it was estimated as per Google that he was worth $9 million. And then after that, his finances became private. So Future, he's avoided answering whether he is the biological father to Rain. He has admitted to having a sexual relationship with Eliza from 2016 until 2019. He's been aggressive in court, demanding a gag order against Eliza, and he wants her prohibited from talking about him publicly. So Future believes that she took information learned during their encounter and is now leaking it to the press. He filed a federal lawsuit against Eliza over defamation and invasion of privacy. He suffered a huge setback in court this month, and the case is ongoing. Like I said, I really hope that these ladies and their children build an authentic relationship, because the children have nothing to do with how they got here, and they are siblings. And I'm hoping that after all of this is done, that the mothers can forge some type, they don't have to be the best of friends, but they can forge some type of relationship, because their kids are siblings, you know? So I don't know. You don't normally see this publicized, and I'm kind of proud of these ladies. There's power in numbers. So again, hopefully this is not all fake. One of them took the hush money. The other one is not having it. She's going full throttle with her lawsuit. I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. People can say that some of these women are money hungry, yada, yada. When you bring a child into this world, you are financially, physically, emotionally responsible for that child, regardless of how they got here. So if he has to pay up an amount that he's not happy with, they can go back and forth to court and the judge will settle that. But it doesn't absolve either mother or father of the responsibility of taking care of that child. So her logic as to asking for $53,000 a month, it really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. So to me anyway, it doesn't matter to me. So hopefully this will all be resolved. God, can you imagine these kids will grow up and they will be able to see legal documents about this back and forth and paternity and all this other stuff? That's the most unfortunate part. It's like they're going to be documented in history, but not for a good thing, Anyway, Royal Family, this concludes this episode of the WTF Show. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a fantabulous Friday and an even greater weekend. So make sure you hit the like button if you enjoyed the commentary. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button and make sure that you select that little bell. Click that little bell. That's for notifications, and make sure it's selected to all so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. Okay, we'd love to have you join the Royal Family. So again, if you're watching the replay, get down in the comments, share your thoughts. Anything that I misspoke about, correct me, as long as you do so respectfully. So disrespectful comments, you will be deleted and blocked, plain and simple. So I love you for watching, and until next time, peace.